you know, I talk about getting trolled and like when things aren't going my way and why can't they do it the way they're supposed to or whatever. That's where the problem lies. The expectation, the perspective, you know what I mean? Like that, my problem is that I'm looking at it expecting everything to go my way.
Of course.
Why? You know, why when obviously I've lived life long enough to know that there's challenge after challenge after challenge. And, you know, all the sayings like, that's life, you know? That's what that's life means. It's like, there's always gonna be the tide coming in, the tide coming out. Things are gonna go your way for a bit, you know? They're not gonna go your way for a bit. But really, if you just have a perspective switch where you're like, and I'm not preaching because right now, to this day, I literally yesterday had to look at my perspective and be like, that's garbage. You know what I mean? I'm not even practicing what I talk about on the podcast because I was looking at it from a woe is me, you know, talking about how selfish you have to be to really be down deep in the, really deep down on yourself and down on life. It takes a bit of there's a bit of nihilism in that. There's a bit
Why should you expect life to go perfect there, though? Nobody's does.
We have no reason to.
Nobody's does. And I don't know what it is. And it's you know, throughout my day and my week, I have to check myself and self-talk and figure out, you know, what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong and what my expectations are for myself. For me in golf, that's extremely, extremely hard. I don't know why I expect to take a month off of golf and then come back and play and act like I'm supposed to be the best. And it's just crazy personal expectations I set for myself, and it's good to have high ones, but at the same time have realistic ones or ones that you can continue to try and set further and further. But knowing yourself enough to, you know.
It's knowing yourself, but it's also just like, it's a blanket perspective switch, and it's really, we're just not wired. We're wired to want everything to be cushy and comfortable as humans. But it's like, if you can, I don't know, I'm working at it. I think in some time I can get there where it's just like, whenever something bad happens right away, you're like, oh yeah, you know, we're due for one, you know? Or,
I rock and roll with everything. I know there's gonna be things that come my way, and you know, I even have self-talk with myself and say, this is a day that's gonna be a test. I'm getting tested today, and I know it. I know this day is out of the ordinary. I know when I woke up this morning, I didn't have it in me when I opened my eyes and rolled over.
Yeah.
I maybe just don't have it that day. But I try to tell myself and allow myself to know that I'm being tested and to go through it and fight a little bit harder to get through the trenches.
Fire.
Bottom line, show your side. Yeah.